Hey you guys, it's Vicky, me love Bono. I'm here to share some of more. Oh my gosh, I can talk all day without an error, but the moment this video camera goes on, I slur my words, I mispronounce, I no grammar skills or manners. I'm sorry. I am here to share some more layouts that I've put together over the past few months. My mojo has been touch and go through the summer. Most of it's forced. I just can't. Sometimes I'll get in this mood where early in the morning, by 9 o'clock, I've got my scrappy stuff pulled, and I can sit there and do 3 to 6 layouts. I'm still scrapping at 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And then there's other times I just have to force myself to do a layout. Now sometimes I get going and I'm good, but I don't know. I've just been, my mojo's been forced the past few months. But let me share some of these layouts, and this is the second video I've put out there in maybe the past week, and I didn't do any videos for a while, and you guys just leave the nicest compliments in the world, and I have said this in my comments to some of you. I was kind of feeling like, oh geez, does anybody really even care about layout shares anymore? I mean, when I first got onto YouTube, nobody did process videos. And now everyone does process videos, and I'm thinking, does anybody even really care about a layout share? I do. I like layout shares. There's sometimes when I really don't want to see how somebody put the adhesive on the back of their photo. Now, sometimes I do, and here's the good thing. I'm certainly not downing process videos because they are my preference. I love a process video because I feel like either way I go, if I want to see how someone did something, I can see it in the process video. If I just want to see the layout, I can skip ahead of all that stuff. So I like a good process video. But I just, I wondered if layout shares have a place anymore. I like them, but you guys just make me feel so good with your messages and comments, and I'm back again, and I'm glad. I hope, and this is what I was going to say in the beginning, I just hope that my layouts do get you inspired and make you feel like, oh, you know what? Now I feel like doing a layout. I want to do a layout. And I've said this before in my videos. I'll be in a little bit of a funky layout making mood. I just don't feel like pulling the stuff out, and I don't know what to use or what to do. And then I'll watch a layout video. I can't wait to get my stuff out and get scrapping. So it's just nice to know that maybe I do that for you guys too. And that's why I continue to do this, and because of all you great people on YouTube. So let's get busy here. This is one of my favorite pictures of all times, and for me to say that because I'm in this picture. This is myself and my husband. I think it was like 2001 or 2002. We took the boys to Florida, and we were there for almost 3 weeks. I have family in Florida. We used to live in Florida, and it was nice to get to go back on a vacation and stay that long. Well, we even took our dogs with us, and this is my husband and myself at Walt Disney World. and we were riding the Men in Black ride. Well, you just wouldn't believe what happened. We get there and it's kind of drizzling, and we paid $8,432 just to get in the gate. So my husband was kind of poo-poo over that. He's like, I don't believe how much it cost. And we all really wanted to be at the beach anyway, so we're not through the front gates for a half hour. And the boys, which at that time were 15, 17, and 19, I think. They're roughly, I may be off by a year. And they were starting to make me mad because they didn't want to have a good time. So, because they were older and we didn't have cell phones back then, but we had like these walkie-talkies that were really good. They had one, we had one, so you know what we said? Go do your own thing, and we'll meet back here or there in an hour or 2 hours. If you need us, call us. And we was like, don't talk to strangers, bye. My husband and I went off on our own, and the minute we left those boys is the minute we started having fun. Oh my gosh. We were on rides. I was yelling, wah! And oh my gosh, we just had the best time. And if you don't believe that, this picture is proof of it. I actually copied the picture that they take of you and then charge you like $10 or $20 for. I bought that picture, of course, but I put it on my scanner, copied it, and then cropped everybody else out of the picture because there was like 6 people on this. But I wanted to zoom in on myself and my husband. Look at us. Now, we did not know they would be taking a picture at this point in the ride, and we were killing aliens. Look at us. We are geeks. Look at me. I got my mouth all clenched and my gun is up. I got it all aimed. And look at him. What's he doing? And you know what? We didn't even win. Like, you were in competition, like, with the other people, I guess, on the ride. I don't know. It's the Men in Black ride. And I just got the biggest kick out of this. The cardstock is Basil Ultra Thick. The paper here is, I think, Park Bench or Swagger by Basic Gray. This is some of that silver paper by Die Cuts with a View. I used it there, and I matted the picture because of the silver in the seats. That's why the whole silver thing. Plus, I have silver metallic thread now, and you guys know I sew on my layouts. I'm every woman. It's all in me. And since I sew now, I used silver metallic thread around the edges, and I was like, this is just perfect because of those silver seats. Here are thickers. I think it's the Wish font. Here's those little Prima chevron bling things. This is a stamp, as is this, and I forget what collection it's from, but it's from like one of those My Mind's Eye cheapy type of acrylic stamp sets. It ended up stamping out pretty good. I colored in the glasses with one of my black felt markers and then put glossy accents on them because remember, like Will Smith and Tommy, I can't remember his last name. Tommy what? You know, the guys who played in Men in Black wore the dark sunglasses and the suit. So that was my thoughts. These stars, I used my confetti star punch from EK Success, and I stuck them on there, and I sprinkled some of the tinsel Heidi Swap color shine, and I stitched around here too. Let me zoom in. This is actually one of my favorite layouts in a long time. It's Universal Studios. Did I say Disney World? You know, to me, it's all the same. And there's my sewing. I hope you can see that metallic thread is so cool. And there's me filming. And look at what freak of natures we are. When we saw this picture, we was like embarrassed. And the people that was on the ride with us, they bought a copy, and I was like, oh, this is going to be floating somewhere other than our scrapbook album, so who cares, right? All in fun. We had such a good time once we ditched the kids, and I highly recommend that to other parents whose kids are older and can see Disney or Universal Studios on their own. So that's that. I guess I can read the journaling to you. It says, we look like complete nuts. You would think there was a prize for killing the aliens. This is one of those cameras that take your pic while you are on the ride. What a great time. That'll go in my Florida book. Let's get to the next one. Now this one is a picture of my husband and my stepson. When my stepson got married, this is like 5 years ago, we were in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. The background paper is basic gray swagger. The hats are on the paper. I just outlined them with my black felt marker. I believe this is basic gray, but I'm not sure what it is. This says, it's not the men in my life, it's the life in my men. And Mae West said that. I think that's from the Swagger collection as well. Could not tell you what these two papers are from. This is the corrugated potty-shaped people from Maya Road. Here's one of those 2p in a bucket arrows. This is Hambly prints, the little bow ties. This is also corrugated thickers. This is poolside, and it's almost like a vinyl thicker. And the little buttons over here, and of course I'll zoom in a minute. Those are those little button brads that were all the rage 8 years ago. I'm using them though. Let me zoom in. I just layered the papers. This is a pretty easy layout to do. You see that little banner stamped on the paper? That is like a doodlebug stamp. It's those little 99-cent stamps. And I thought the hats were just so perfect because my stepson wore like the, what do they call them? Boilers? Boilers. You know, that type of hat. I thought he looked so handsome on his wedding day. On to the next one. This is also from my stepson's wedding. This is Logie, 5 years ago, and this is my stepdaughter. This is corrugated cardstock for the background, and I think, I'm not sure who that's by, guys. I think it's Fancy Pants, but I picked it up from 2Ps in a Bucket on Trend or down by the shore. It's definitely Fancy Pants. Put a little twine in here, glued it down so it would lay just right. I cut them out from the Fancy Pants paper. I think this paper back here is Lucky Charm. This came from a sticker sheet by Echo Park or My Mind's Eye. I don't know what that is. You can see I stitched around the perimeter of this paper. Did a little zigzag here and there. This is from the Maggie Holmes collection. Sequins. And I put a little stickles here and there so it would have a little glitter to it. And I'll zoom in. I just love this coral color. Love it. There's my sequins. And this is one of my favorite photos too. It's so nice to be able to scrap a female every now and then. Yet another layout from my stepson's wedding. This is a park bench by who? Fancy Pants. I cut these out. That is also park bench by Fancy Pants. I cut this out using my Cricut. The gold thickers, I forget the name. The letters up here are the Lily Bee alphabet stickers. I cut these guys out from Swagger collection. And these little elements are just from my stash. I haven't cut off the branding strip quite yet, but I'll do that. This was a very, very easy layout to do. Not much more to say. I'll zoom in for you. I think those little, like the key and the flower is from My Mind's Eye buttons. And there's our sharp dressed man. And this is, for those of you who watch my videos all the time, this is Maverick's dad. Now this next one actually ended up to be one of my favorite double page layouts that I've put together in a long time. This was Easter, it was the Saturday before Easter. And every year we have an Easter egg hunt for our grandsons. And then usually what ends up happening is my son's friends bring their kids. And we never really know who's going to be here or how many will be here. All we know is that our grandsons will be here. So we usually make it a day. We have the kids over. I give them little baskets. They do the egg hunt. They win prizes from that. They play. And we had a perfect year this in 2013. It was just a gorgeous day. And it was all boys, once again. And then we feed them. This year we had pizza. And this is the kids all sitting around the table having pizza. You'll see they're a little wild sitting around the table. If this was 20-something years ago and this had been our kids, I would have had a fit. Spastic colon, I'm telling you. If they were jumping around and acting up and playing while having dinner. But for the grandkids, it's a whole new set of rules. And don't think that our kids haven't noticed that. So the title of the layout is, Why is Dinner Always So Formal at Momo's? And as you can see, this is definitely a play on words. It's surly, it's cynical, because they are anything but acting well-mannered. Who cares? As long as they don't get pizza on the floor, and as long as they eat, I say have a good time. Look, there's a sword on the table. I can't tell you that I didn't cringe a little bit when I saw that. I did. But I'm over it. Anyway, I could not tell you. I think this paper, This red and white checked is from like one of my die cuts with a few stacks. Here's some little doilies. I don't know where they're from. This is from a Cosmo Cricket set or collection. I just can't remember the name of it. As are these, the little cups. It came out last year. I fussy cut the forks and spoons out. I wanted this to look like a table, and it worked. I just don't know where I cut these out of either, guys, the fork and spoon and knife. There's one up there. This is Basket Full of Happiness. What a cute pair. You are the apple of my eye. That's my son. Easter 2013. These letters over here, and of course I'll zoom in, are Lily B Designs sticker sheet. If you've never used them, do a search for Lily B's alphabet stickers. You'll love them. They're under $5 and they're just a great size. This is Sam. I adore Sam, and it says you're a cutie pie. Down the side here, I used some fork and spoon and knife washi tape I had in my stash, but I got it from Paper Issues. Cassie now has a huge site. Just go to paperissues.com if you don't already know about it. And she used to be on Etsy, but her store has tripled in size. And listen, Cassie is the all-time best that I have bought from on Etsy, and I just wish her the biggest success now that she's out on her own. These letters here are from Webster's Storytellers, and they're cursive and they're flat, and I love them too. This is the Serenade font by, Thickers, and it's brown. It's so nice to find just a solid brown font. I turned the pictures into a sepia tone to use with this layout. Let me zoom in. I wish I could remember where I got the silverware from. That's my son. And there's that silly Sam. He's such a funny kid. He's a good kid, too. And there they are, pizza and swords on the table. I'll be right back, guys. My son went to Vegas in February, and I'm putting together a scrapbook with all of his travel pictures. And this is him at Caesar's Palace. It's a selfie, I guess that's what you call it when you take a picture of yourself. And it's a picture of, or it's a statue. And I blurred it out just a little bit, but you know how statues are. They kind of show boobies a little bit. So he had such a funny look on his face that I made that the title. It says, don't stare, don't stare, do not, or don't stare, don't stare, don't stare, don't stare. I just kept writing that over and over again. I don't know what he had on his mind here, but you know how younger people are. They take pictures of themselves and put it on Facebook, and that's what came to mind is don't stare. This paper is from, I think it's the Atlantic Collection by Studio Calico. This is a Heidi Swapp banner. I cut it way down. This is from Buttons and Badges, Studio Calico Clouds, Studio Calico sticker, 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 more Studio Calico stickers, and chipboard. Sequins, Studio Calico. This is a Prima camera. And I think that does it. I sprinkled a little paint on there by my sequins, and let me zoom in. I put oh, what kind of paper is this? Hang on. The background paper is Heyday Studio Calico. Let me zoom in. Now, I enhanced the color of this photograph using Picasa. The other flares, oh gosh, where's the smile face from? Maybe I can put it in on the screen for you. And there's another layout for his travel album. I will be back, guys, because I have a lot of more layouts to share. Thank you for watching so much. And I'll be back in a second. Bye-bye.